me. Maybe I could just slide through the weekend. And when that Monday comes, I'm a new man, oh. So pack up all your things by next weekend, yeah. You couldn't do one day, so she just went my...
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to be doing another one palette makeup tutorial, kind of like a sunset smoky eye. I had one of you guys ask me if I could do kind of like some purples and oranges, so I'm assuming this is going to be kind of like a sunset smoky eye. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more looks from me, please subscribe and also hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on a video. I love you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah. Bye. You guys, so we are going to start by using our NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil, and this is in the shade Milk. I'm going to start by placing that all over my lid and then blending that out with a Morphe concealer brush. I am using this as my eyeshadow base today with nothing underneath of it, so there's no primer, no nothing. This is acting as my primer to give those shadows a dark or a really bright, true color. So now we're taking the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, and we're taking an E40 Fluffy Blending Brush from Sigma with the shade Creamsicle out of that palette, which is kind of like a mustard yellowy shade, and we're using that up into the upper part of our crease. Then we're going to use in Light, which is a light shimmery shade. It's really, really light, maybe a little too light for my skin tone, but however, I just put a little bit up there and then put more of Creamsicle right over the top to kind of buff and blend it out so it doesn't look too harsh. But I wanted my brow bone to stand out and not get lost in Creamsicle. So next I use the shade Hunts on a Pretty Bar small blending brush. This blending brush is really small and tapered to get right into the socket of the crease. So that's where I'm placing Hunts, which is a darker orange shade. So we're fading from a yellowy shade to an orange shade, and then now we're going to go in with a purple. This is in the shade Royalty. It's a purple shimmery deep purple shade, and we're using that with a Sigma, like it's not really a flat brush, but it's a nice dense packing brush, I guess you could say. So I'm packing that color all over the lid, and as you can see, I'm starting to smooth that into the crease. We are going to build this color up into the crease slightly, so here I am taking a clean blending brush with a little tiny bit of Hunts just to blend Hunts in with Royalty, because we want to bring the shade up so it fades from the yellow to the orange and into the purple. So it's okay for this look to have a little bit of shimmer in the crease. It doesn't look too shimmery in the crease once you buff the two shades together. So after that, I'm taking a black eyeliner and just tight lining my liner or my upper lash line because we're not wearing liner. And then for mascara, I'm using the CoverGirl Total Tease mascara, which I love to use when I'm not applying any liner because it separates my lashes. So for primer, I'm using the TooFaced Hangover RX primer. It's a really nice primer when I feel like my face needs some moisture. And it also is really tacky, which helps with my foundation. And today I'm using the Estée Lauder foundation in the shade Truffle. I hate this shade. I love this foundation, but I hate this shade. And every single time I use it, I figure it out again. I always wonder, like, why didn't I use this foundation in a while? And that's why it kind of makes me look washed out and kind of look really like ashy in tone. But I use my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Amande, which I could probably go a shade lighter with the foundation that I use, but it works out for me. And then I set that with my Sacha Buttercup setting powder with a beauty blender, which is what I use to blend out my concealer, although you guys didn't see it. But as you can see, my foundation just looks terrible. So I'm trying to make it work with the concealer and the contour powder that I go in with, which is the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette. I use that with a Pretty Bar big fluffy brush, and as you can see, I'm taking that right into the cheeks and also on the jawline and the forehead. I am piling this product on because I look so washed out and so ashy. So I want to bring some color back into the skin and some dimension into the skin, which this is helping to do so. So after that, I apply some blush. I use my NYX HD blush in the shade Bronzed, which I wanted something a little bit muted so it didn't take away from the eyes, which is why I use that blush. And then I go back up to my nose and just slightly contour down the sides of my nose just to give it a little bit more of a defined, snatched kind of look. And then I spray my face with my MAC Fix Plus spray. My face looked a little bit powdery, and as I mentioned, washed out. So I wanted to kind of like revive my face a little bit, my skin. And then I go in with my Maybelline Master Highlight in the shade Molten Gold. This is a really, really intense highlighter. It's it's just intense, you guys. I'm using a Morphe. I don't really know what it is. It's just a big fluffy Morphe brush to apply this to my cheekbones. So once I place it where I want it, I go to buff it and buff it out. I did go in with my fan brush with no additional product just to blend it out off camera, and then I use the other side of a pencil brush to do the tip and the bridge of my nose. And now I'm going in with my Rimmel Scandal Eyes eye kohl pencil in the shade Nude, just to open up my eyes a little bit, because we are going to be repeating the same steps that we did on the upper lash line on the lower lash line, which right now I'm using Creamsicle with a Morphe blending brush, or pencil brush, I'm sorry. It's a really nice fluffy pencil brush. And then I take the shade Hunt on a Sigma pencil brush, which is a little bit more dense and a little bit more firm, and just blend that right under the lower lash line. And then I take the shade Royalty and use that on a flat definer brush from Morphe. And what I do is I push this right underneath of the lower lash line, right underneath of the hairs, just to define it and give it some structure. And then I also connect it out into that outer corner and the inner corner. So now I'm just taking in light again on that same pencil brush that I used for my nose, and just pop that into the inner corner. I felt like I needed a little pop and a little pizzazz. And then after that, I go in with lips, and I'm using an Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick today. It is in the shade Potion, which is a deep dark purple. I asked Jack what I should do, if I wanted to do a nude or a purple, and I've been doing a lot of nude lately, so he said to just do it and go with the purple, and that is why I went with this super dark deep purple. So that wraps up my video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Also, let me know what else you would like to see. I'd love to hear your suggestions, and I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah. Bye.